Hi guys, in this video we're going to install our brand new Watermaker. This model is an Osmosea NEW12 S25 and it produces 25 litres of water per hour at 10 amps at 12 volts. It's a compact model, modular, and we can run it off our batteries and solar rather than investing in a generator or running our engine a lot. If you'd like to find out how this Watermaker works, check out our video from last week where we explain all about that, and I will link it up here. But let's get started with the installation. Ryan is going to do the hard work and I will be filming, so I'll be behind the camera.
We're going to install it in the cupboard in the heads. It's a space which we aren't really using very much other than stuffing it full of loo roll. So it's a decent space to put it in because it's got access to, or easy access to, the saltwater intake, fresh water for the flushing system, and a way to install the drain of the Watermaker where all the briny water goes. I've already built a shelf in there for the main unit to go on, just out of some 15mm exterior ply. And that seems pretty sturdy because the main unit, where it's full of water most of the time, obviously it weighs a little bit, so you need a sturdy shelf to put it on. So I've done that, and now I'm going to put the main unit onto that shelf and screw it down, and then I'm going to start installing all of the other bits around it. So I'll probably get all the components in place, do any carpentry work I need to do, and then install all the plumbing and then the electrics. So this is the area where we're going to install the Watermaker. There's access through here, which normally has a door on it, and then through here, which has a lift up panel, and then that means we can access all the filters and the pressure relief valve and stuff like that, so easy access for maintenance. And then we'll probably put the control panel maybe here, just so that it's right by all the stuff, so you can press the pump and then check the pressure gauge and stuff like that. So I'm just going to drill the holes to mount the main unit onto the plywood shelf. So I've just got some quite chunky screws, and then I'll use a washer as well because it's got like a mounting, like a rubber mounting thing to go through. Next I'm going to mount the pump. So it's obviously mounted onto this frame with these anti-vibration bushings of some sort. So 4 holes, and I'll try and through bolt it to the bulkhead there. So this is the pre-filter which goes between the pump and the main Watermaker unit. So to mount this, I need to obviously leave space underneath so that you can take the housing off to swap the filter out for both of these. And I'm going to have to mount it on the underside of the unit in the bathroom. So what I'm going to do is use this bit of scrap hardwood and then just attach that to the front, and then attach bolts through there, or screws, so that it will then be attached in a position where we can read this and access both of these filters. This is the last of the bulky things to be installed. I'm going to install this under the sink as well, in the left hand side where the pump is. The only complicated thing about installing this, and I won't do it now, but I need to tee into our plastic pipes that come straight from the boat's pressure water system, and I've never really used those pipes very much. We got a fitting from the hardware store which should be alright for it, but that's not such a concern for the moment. I just need to find space for it right now and then attach it to a bulkhead, which I think this is probably one of the easiest ones to do because I can actually get access to it.
Next, we install the seawater strainer below the pump.
So this is the non-return valve that came with the Watermaker, and the purpose of this is that when you're flushing the system, the flushing water comes down through here and through the pump and doesn't just get pushed out through the seacock into the seawater. So as well as the non-return valve, we also need to install this to allow us to use our saltwater intake for the galley separately. For now I'm just going to install this ball valve on it, and that way when the Watermaker's running we can shut this off if we need to, if air is coming back up through the system and into the Watermaker.
Once the non-return valve was hooked up, we connected the high pressure hose from the pump to the pre-filter. Then we connected our existing saltwater intake through hole to the seawater strainer. If you don't have a through hole, you'll need to add one. Once we're in a yard, we'll swap ours for the scoop-shaped one that came with the unit. The scoop through hole allows you to make water underway. Next, we teed into the boat's pressurized freshwater system. We cut the pipe, drained it, and attached the T-fitting. finally, we connected the T to the flushing filter.
Next I'm going to connect the outlet of the freshwater from the Watermaker into our tank. This is part of the filler pipe network, I suppose you call it. So it comes down from the deck fitting down through here into this T, and then it splits here. So I need to find a way to get into that. I did think I might just drill a hole in the top of here and then attach a fitting to that, but it's actually quite thick and I think that might be quite hard work. So I'm going to try and figure out a way to get the water into this. Any ideas?
Let me think about it. So have we found a solution?
We have. We've just popped to the hardware store and bought pretty much one of every fitting to reduce it. So this will go into our existing water filler. So there's that hose is still on. This size hose. And then up the top has to come this size hose. So there's all these, there's loads of them, reduction things.
Reductions, yeah.
Yeah, just to get it all the way down. So got a nice little afternoon of putting PTFE tape on all these threads.
But the hose is going to go all the way in, so it shouldn't make it any less strong.
Yeah, so the hose I'll just, because it's a push fitting, I'll just push it all the way down to like here. And then you don't really rely on these threads too much, but yeah, that's the plan.
Next, we run the freshwater outlet to the tank.
For now we don't have a through hole, above the water through hole for the drain of the briny salt water, which is kind of the rejected water from the Watermaker. So at the moment we've just got this hose connected, and then when we use the Watermaker we'll just put this to this sink discharge, which we can just like hold that in place there, and then the brine will just go down and straight out that through hole.
Yeah, we need to be in the yard to fit the through hole.
Yep. So the plumbing is all done. It was really easy actually. It's just a case of doing loads of Jubilee clips, but yeah, cutting the pipes to length and then putting the Jubilee clips on was a piece of cake, and yeah, went together really, really quickly. Today I need to start doing the electrics. So this is the electrical control panel. As you can see, it's got a pump, that's the main pump, and then this is for doing the flush, so that opens the solenoid to the carbon filter that's used for the flushing water. And then it comes with all these, our Osmosea one comes with all these little connectors which you just click together. And then I need to run some cables from the batteries to the pump. I'll probably go direct from there to do the shortest length rather than going back to the switch panel, because although it's only 10 amps I think it's best to keep the run as short as possible and the cable fairly chunky so that the voltage doesn't drop between the source and the pump.
We decided to mount the control panel inside the cupboard to keep it dry, as our head has a shower in it.
There. I'll put these up here somewhere.
Yeah.
Out of the water. Tube pump.
Then we ran the wires from the control panel to the batteries.
I've just been doing the wiring in of the Watermaker. So the two wires from the pump come to this junction box, which will be secured under here. This is the negative, this is the positive. Obviously put a fuse on the positive, and then this just closes it up to keep it out of the salty air. And then that connects into this switch down here. So we'll have a switch for turning the Watermaker electrics as a whole on and off, just under here. Just press this guy in there. That's it. I've just done the final connection of the Watermaker. We're going to test it out for the first time, which is pretty exciting. So this is where the fresh water comes out. So we're just going to put this into a bucket to get all the chemicals out before we then try the water and then connect it up to the freshwater tanks to fill them up. So the first thing is to make sure the pressure relief valve is open, which is this thing.
Any leaks?
No.
Nice.
So now that we've seen that there's no leaks and there's no big air bubbles coming out, so that means everything's primed, I'm going to close the pressure relief valve.
Okay.
I think. Close the pressure relief valve. Okay, the pressure's getting up. I can see this is really briny now.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you could do better.
Loads of brine.
Just some salt. That means that fresh water must be coming out, I guess.
Oh yeah. Okay.
We'll go check.
Let's have a look.
It's not, well, it looks like soup.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is definitely putting fresh water in there. Nice.
It's making water. This is fresh water coming out of here, and we're going to check how much it's making. The amperage is what it said, 10 amps. But we need to really double check when the solar panel, like basically at night, because otherwise we can't get an accurate reading off our current setup of how many amps things are drawing really. We're going to check how much it is outputting. So this is a 250ml measuring cup. So I'm going to put it in here and we're going to time how long it takes to fill this up and then check what that equates to. It's rated at 25 litres per hour, but obviously that depends on like where you are, how warm the water is and stuff like that. But we're going to give it a go. You ready?
Okay. Ready?
Yep. Give me a countdown.
3, 2, 1, go.
Stop.
44.
44 seconds.
Yeah. Do you want to have a little taste, see how it tastes?
Yeah. It tastes like bog standard water, really. Doesn't have any of the chemical taste of some other Watermaker water we tasted on someone else's boat. Because we were kind of nervous, like, oh god, is that what it tastes like? It doesn't matter too much because we've got a carbon filter, but it's just completely tasteless, perfect water.
Nice. Let me have some. Yeah, it literally tastes like nothing, like water. Nice. So we made some calculations for the Watermaker water production, and we measured it twice, and once was 44 seconds for 250 milliliters of water, and the other time was 41. So it's around the same sort of ballpark. So in terms of the calculations, 44 seconds per 250 milliliters, that means that it takes 176 seconds per litre, and for 25 litres it takes 4,400 seconds, which means to make 25 litres it takes 73 minutes, so 1 hour and 13 minutes. For the other measurement that we took, 41 seconds per 250 millilitres, that would mean it takes 68 minutes to generate 25 litres of water. So that is the right sort of ballpark, and we've been in touch with Osmosea to make sure that that's all good, because we are in water that is 24 degrees Celsius at the moment, and they said that at first the Watermaker will make 20 litres of water per hour, and then as you use it more and more it will go up to 24 to 25, so it's all good. And we're very relieved that we didn't make any mistakes in the installation.
And it didn't leak when we turned it on?
Yeah, it didn't leak. We didn't have any like saltwater showers or brine showers or anything. So yeah, thumbs up all around.